Hi there everybody, I'm Graham from the UK. Some of you may know me better as the UK hemorrhoid guy. I must admit I didn't like that sort of saying to start with, but when I got thinking about it, I suppose it's an honour really that you guys may be thinking of me like that, so thank you. Anyway, today, for those of you who don't know me, I would just explain I'm the guy who for many years suffered quite badly with hemorrhoids until I cleared them up. And once I did, I decided that I would set up a website to try and help other people, because if you're suffering with hemorrhoids, you know they're not nice to deal with. So hopefully the site has been beneficial to some people. I've also got a YouTube channel as well, which is hopefully helping. Anyway, today what I thought I would do, as you can imagine, I didn't realise the site would take off like it did, but because of it I get lots of emails. People ask me various things, what I used, what do I think about this, what do I think about that, and so I decided what I would do is I'd do a little video to try and answer several of the questions which I get asked quite regularly.
Can hemorrhoids cause cancer? This is going to be one of the most common questions I think that I get asked, because the first time a hemorrhoid sufferer experiences blood when they go to the toilet, the first thing they think of is colorectal cancer, which is understandable because colorectal cancer can display similar symptoms. Having said that, to put your mind at rest, the most common cause will probably be hemorrhoids. The similarities: you get blood in the stools, you would get a change in bowel habits, and also discomfort during a bowel movement. However, with rectal cancer you will notice other things possibly, such as unexplained weight loss without dieting, and you will often suffer with fatigue or become anemic. So a physical check by your doctor is the first thing, and obviously in the very rare event that he feels that it may be cancer, he will take it further. There is a far greater chance that the blood in a stool is caused by hemorrhoids and not cancer, so please don't fret. Hemorrhoids can be very uncomfortable, but they do not cause cancer. However, hemorrhoids do cause a thing called pruritus ani, which is anal itching in the rectal area. Colorectal cancer normally does not cause this. One important question from men seems to be, can hemorrhoids affect your prostate? In fact, funnily enough, I had an email about this morning. Most doctors would probably say that hemorrhoids do not directly affect your prostate. However, many Chinese medics who study traditional Chinese medicine say that hemorrhoids can affect your prostate. And the reason that they say this is that both the prostate and hemorrhoids share the same venous system. They actually believe that if hemorrhoids are left untreated, they can cause such diseases as prostatitis. There was a famous Chinese doctor, Dr. Li, who said that as well as affecting the prostate, hemorrhoids can also cause other anorectal problems. Having said that, most European and US doctors do not agree that there is a direct link between hemorrhoids and prostate problems. If you're at all worried about prostate cancer, just pop along to your doctor, who will just check you over and give you what is known as a PSA test to put your mind at rest. Many hemorrhoid sufferers will often complain that their hemorrhoids seem to be affecting their bladder. The simple answer here really is that hemorrhoidal veins in the anus would not be expected to cause bladder problems Usually what the problem is that doctors have recommended hemorrhoid sufferers to drink more water to soften their stools, and this obviously in turn will cause the patient to pass urine more often, and so they tend to think that the hemorrhoids are directly affecting their bladder function, but it's not. From a scientific point of view, most doctors would say that a direct link between hemorrhoids and back pain is, to say the least, dubious. Having said that, because of where hemorrhoids are located, patients will often complain of back pain, especially near the tailbone. Normally, however, this is not in the tailbone, it is transferred hemorrhoid pain from piles which are growing near the tailbone. Once again, however, no scientific proof seems to be available. Some people believe that a prolapsed hemorrhoid may cause back pain because the patient may not be able to sit properly because of the pressure that can cause to the veins. The engorgement of veins can also deprive the other back muscles of blood, causing lower back pain. Whilst hemorrhoids and back pain may not be totally linked, because of their location and the mechanism by which a hemorrhoid can cause pain, they may be significantly related. Okay, we all do it, whether we admit it or not. That is, produce gas, better known as farting. Now, whilst gas cannot really be shown to be caused by hemorrhoids, one will actually aggravate the other. Internal hemorrhoids seem to be more aggravated by increased gas production than exterior hemorrhoids. As with hemorrhoids, one of the major causes of gas production and bloating is becoming constipated. Neither condition likes constipation. You can help both conditions, by the way, by drinking more water, eating more foods containing fiber, and avoiding starchy foods. Some people believe that hemorrhoid sufferers pass wind louder. Now, whilst this has not been scientifically proven, my own personal belief is that if hemorrhoids are blocking the anal passage, when gas passes through them, there's a narrower gap, which makes them sound louder. Just my thoughts. Yes, hemorrhoids can cause various problems when passing a stool. Not least, they can make the passing of a stool very painful, especially if the hemorrhoids are thrombosed. There's not actually much evidence to show that hemorrhoids can cause testicular pain. Having said that, several hemorrhoid sufferers do say that when their hemorrhoids are playing up, that they experience testicular discomfort. People seem to get general discomfort in that area when suffering hemorrhoids. Often, though, an inflammation of the testicles called epididymitis will cause testicular discomfort. This can normally be cleared up quite quickly using antibiotics. Probably the biggest question I get asked the most in a month is, why won't my hemorrhoids go away? Well, hemorrhoids can last anything from a couple of weeks to months, or even years, as was in my case, because nothing seemed to work, and I'd basically tried everything until by chance, actually, I discovered the answer. The problem is escalated, especially if you do not nip the problem in the bud with the correct treatment, as well as things that you can do to help yourself. Here are just a few suggestions. Number 1, eat a diet with plenty of fibre. Number 2, control your weight. Hemorrhoids don't like obesity, which is actually one of the problems that I still struggle with. Try to avoid lifting heavy items. Don't sit or stand for long periods of time, and take regular exercise. The biggie, in my opinion, avoid constipation or diarrhea. And finally, never strain when going to the toilet, having a bowel movement. Certain foods definitely make hemorrhoids worse. From my own personal experience and speaking to many other hemorrhoid sufferers, as well as reading reports from specialist doctors on the subject, I've completed a list of 10 of the worst. So here we go. Okay then, here are the first 5 culprits. Starting off with fatty foods. Things like deep fried meat and fast food like hamburgers. They contain oils that are hard to digest. And the problem with these fatty foods is they cause the intestinal walls to become inflamed, which damages them. This will seriously affect any hemorrhoids you may have. They'll become more painful because, as well as becoming bigger, they will be far more sensitive. Next we come to white bread and bagels. The grain for this type of bread has been highly milled to make the texture soft and pleasant to eat. However, they are also at the same time cutting out the beneficial fibre content as well as many nutrients. This stops the food being digested properly, causing pain as well as constipation, which hemorrhoids hate. Milk, cheese and dairy products make hemorrhoids worse because they cause sufferers to become constipated. They don't specifically cause constipation by themselves, but they do contribute to complications from constipation during a hemorrhoid flare-up. Dairy produce also causes gas build-up. Some doctors are now saying that eating a lot of dairy produce can lead to a bulk build-up, which is called soaps, which in turn causes harder stools. Not good if you have hemorrhoids. Caffeine, which is contained in such things as coffee, can cause stools to be dry, and this may irritate hemorrhoids. Because of this, the best advice if you're suffering with hemorrhoids is to change to decaffeinated tea or coffee. Finally, the last of the first 5 culprits is salt. Excessive salt intake slows the digestive system down. Because of this, bowel movements become more painful. Also, if salt is allowed to build up in the bloodstream, it can cause you to become bloated, and this in turn will make swollen hemorrhoids worse and more sensitive to pain. During a hemorrhoid flare-up, therefore, drastically reduce your salt intake and you'll see a noticeable difference in your pain. Okay, let's move on to the last 5 foods which are bad for hemorrhoids. Starting with fruit that is unripe. Believe it or not, unripe fruit is difficult to digest, so it's not good for hemorrhoids. Bananas in particular are bad as they contain constipating compounds prior to the fruit ripening. While suffering with hemorrhoids, only eat fruit that is ripe. Spicy foods like hot peppers and curries will often irritate your stomach and cause digestion problems. For some reason, some hemorrhoid sufferers don't seem to be affected as badly as others with spicy foods, but I believe that good advice is to steer clear of spicy foods such as Indian or Chinese food if you have hemorrhoids. The next one may prove a bit difficult for many people, but believe it or not, alcohol is bad for hemorrhoids. Caffeine's bad enough, but alcohol is worse. Reason I say this is because alcohol will cause you to become extremely dehydrated, and causes constipation. Now, if you're already constipated, you're going to make the problem far worse, because hemorrhoids hate constipation. Drinking a lot of alcohol can also raise your blood pressure. This in turn will add pressure to the blood vessels. Whilst fibre intake is encouraged in hemorrhoid sufferers to soften the stools and make passing them more comfortable, the worst thing you can do with hemorrhoids is, as you know, is to strain to pass a stool, but also eating excessive fibre can also be a problem, as it can cause diarrhea, which irritates hemorrhoids. And finally, the last of these 10 foods that are bad for hemorrhoids is iron supplements, as they can cause you to become constipated, as well as other digestive problems. Now, understandably, you may take iron supplements for other medical reasons, so you'll need to discuss the matter relating to taking them with your doctor before stopping them. Okay, I hope that's answered a few of your worries in respect of hemorrhoids. Over the next few months, I hope to be doing a lot more videos answering more questions, so please subscribe to my channel if you feel it could be beneficial. Obviously, there are many treatments you can try for your hemorrhoids, so please feel free to try whichever you prefer. We only recommend one program, which has so far helped over 140,000 people worldwide to get rid of their hemorrhoids. It's a clinically proven program. If you're at all interested in that, there is a link on the screen right now, as well as a link in the description below. I hope you're soon hemorrhoid free.